What an incredible Cinderella story. This unknown comes out of nowhere to lead the pack. At Augusta, he's on his final hole. He's about 455 yards away. He's going to hit about a 2-iron, I think.
Billy. Whoa, Billy.
Let it happen. Be the ball. Be the ball, Danny. You're not being the ball, Danny.
Well, it's kind of difficult with you talking like that.
Okay, I'm not talking.
That's a peach, son.
Listen, miss. Listen, miss. Listen, Mickey.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chasing Daylight podcast. You're listening to Matt with my co-host, Ryan.
What's up? I'm back.
This is episode 4. Yeah, Ryan's back in the podcast
Episode
today.
4.
And we've talked about major championships in golf before, but that was after the event. This is our first major preview.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this.
You should be. It's a major, and it's at, like...
I wasn't going to say where it was. We all know where it is.
It's taking place at this really, nobody may know.
Why would we ever do U.S. Opens anywhere else? I mean, it's the only place to do U.S. Opens.
Wow, Pebble Beach is back in the open rotation.
It should only be the open rotation. Let's be clear.
Well, not back. I mean,
I agree with
its
the East.
Turn is up again.
I agree with the East versus the West is what I'm saying. I think that you do 2 or 3 in the East, 2 or 3 in the West, and then they become consistent like Augusta, and you get this feel for them. Like I don't want to see anything in some random place. Don't do Whistling Straits again. Nobody wants to go to Wisconsin, bro.
Well, they went to Wisconsin a couple times.
Yeah, and they don't like it. Nobody likes it there.
I wrote a post like 6 years ago, about Shadow Creek getting a look at for the U.S. Open. And it's kind of it's not exactly a popular place, but could you imagine the U.S. Open in this city? Well,
in the city, it'd be great. They could never do it there. There's just not enough there's not enough grounds for the people. I mean, that's why they had to keep the match. So you know where they could do it? They could do it at Las Vegas Country Club. I'm just saying. USGA, if you're listening.
Wait a minute.
Mike Davis.
You're a member there, aren't you?
I mean, I know a guy that would happily sponsor this. Member
that
sponsor.
Would be pretty cool.
I'm just saying. I mean, we did host
the TV coverage.
Dude,
with the views
we
of the
hosted
strip right there.
Paul Azinger won there. You know, I mean,
it used to be in the LBI
it was
rotation.
the place. Not only that, it was the first $1 million purse. I mean, we are the home of money. Like, I don't
literally.
I mean, literally, that's kind of what we. That's like our economy right there. Anyway, we're off topic.
No, that's okay.
U.S. Open week, so we're excited.
It's the 119th U.S. Open.
$12.5 million purse. That's a real thing.
Yeah,
wow.
that's $12.5 million. Winner gets $2.25 million for being the best golfer over 4 days.
I like that.
That's a big payday. I remember when Tiger won Augusta, the Sports Illustrated issue had a cover of him. Maybe it was a cover, maybe it was an article, but holding up a $400,000 check, and I was like, "Whoa, that is a lot of money for playing golf."
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Now, 4th place gets that.
So the real question is, why would you ever play basketball? I mean,
because you can't play golf.
That's a valid point. Valid point. All right, so let's talk about the 119th Open. What else do you have? Winner takes $2.25 million. There's how many players?
156 players in the field.
How many amateurs?
I don't know. I didn't look at that part of it. I was just jotting down some stats.
There's a college kid. He looked really good. I'm excited to see him in it.
Well, who won the U.S.? The USAM gets into this, right? Or is that just Augusta?
I don't know.
Because the AM hadn't taken place yet.
I thought the USAM and the senior AM both get in, but I'm not sure. But I'll double check after we're done.
So it's U.S. Open week. Everybody's going nuts. Me personally, I sat home and watched 2 hours of them gawking over Tiger as he hit chip shots.
No, they weren't gawking over Tiger. They were gawking over Pebble.
No. Be prepared.
It's so magical.
You're going to hear a lot of that.
It's just so okay. I gotta say, Eric Anders Lang did a video. He started to release them. He did some videos with different people for the USGA about 2 years ago, and essentially they were a combination of stars, influential people, etc. One of them was Samuel L. Jackson, and he has a line in there that I think is phenomenal. It's a great question. And Eric asked Sam Jackson. He says, "Hey, so what is the path of the righteous man with golf? Like for as a golfer, what's the path of the righteous man?" And he goes, "You don't have to answer it, but I think it's a good question." And Sam loved it, and he goes, "Path of the righteous man is to not play the person that you're playing with.
Play the golf course.
You always play the golf course." And I think we talk so much about who's going to win and whose style fits what and all that. But we do talk about the golf course, I think the pundits do, to a certain extent. But that's the rival here. And I think what I like about the U.S. Open is that the rival gets a chance to fight back.
Yeah. They really took today time to lay to rest the ills that have forsaken the USGA over the past several years. Chambers Bay, and then not a lot of people were happy with Shinnecock, and a lot of people were dissatisfied with Erin Hills. Well, now you have the mecca of golf in America that people can play. I mean, there are, Augusta and Pine Valley and Cypress, of course, places like that. But they said that Pebble wasn't going to let it go away. Pebble has such a stronghold on how they control their golf course. Yes, they'll set it up to USGA. They'll set it up with nasty rough. They said they shaved a lot of the areas so balls will run into bunkers that normally won't. But they said they will not let the golf course get away, and it will be the star.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I get... So I have a real hard time with... I agree with certain elements of the flack that the USGA is getting on certain... On maybe the last couple of years of U.S. Opens. I have a really hard time with the Chambers Bay conversation because Chambers Bay was everything we would ever want in a U.S. Open.
That is an amazing golf course.
Well, not even the golf course, but the U.S. Open was phenomenal. It comes down to the last few holes. I mean, you're looking at playoffs. You're looking at 4 or 5 guys with a chance to win. It's a heroic win.
Some incredible shots.
I mean, like, you
incredible
say
putts.
whatever you want about the greens. And about they should have been something different and this and it was
Everybody
too
had a
hard.
plan.
But everybody had a plan, And I thought Chambers Bay. I really wish they would go back there, especially now that they have changed the greens. I wish they would go back there because I think or maybe for a Ryder Cup, as a stadium venue, you're like there's nothing like it. You're up.
No.
You're looking down at all the players like they're in a like a little
arena.
Yeah, like an arena, like they're gladiators. It's amazing. So I think that's the case. But what I will say is I think the only thing that concerns me this week is if they don't get very much wind, this course can get torn apart.
Yeah, they're expecting some wind and they're hoping
But if they don't get it, like they did in Erin Hills, then the USGA is going to look like flipping heroes.
Yeah.
Like not like heroes, but they're going to be like, hey, remember that one time we said you guys should make it harder, and you didn't.
And you didn't.
And 1 or 2 guys got hot and got good with their irons and came after everything because it's super short. Like that's what So I think that obviously I'm excited about the U.S. Open. This is probably the most excited I've been about a U.S. Open since
Pebble Beach.
Well, since Chambers Bay.
Yeah.
I think I was super pumped for Chambers Bay.
I was too. I was excited.
wanted
I was happy for the Pacific Northwest.
It was great for Pac Northwest. I was living in Oregon at the time, but it was everything I wanted out of the U.S. Open. And I think this is the first one I've been super excited for since. Yes, because I know the golf course, but also because it's such a legendary golf course as well. I think it means more to me because I played it from the open tees, and I know what these guys are going to look at. And when they're looking at the holes and I'm seeing them, obviously it's a lot different to a certain extent from when I played it, but I can see where they've shaved it off, and I know where the misses are. And you go like on 8, right? If you haven't been there, you have no context for how much the slope is on that green.
It's insane.
I hit my threw it off the tee and I hit a 5 iron, I think, from like 205.
For us normal people, that is a driver and a 6-iron.
Well, it's a shorter hole. It's a shorter hole, but you got to lay up because there's a big cliff that just falls off the earth. And then I hit a 5-iron. I put it on the green, on the back of the green. Okay, it rolled sideways to the right, and I had a putt. I was on green regulation. I had a putt across. Well, the slope is like more than 45 degrees.
Jeez.
And my caddy's like, "Hey, you got to put this on the fringe up here, bro." And I'm like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Yeah, you do."
Listen to me.
And I didn't. I went just short of it, kept it on the green. It kept it going too fast. I ended up with like a 20-footer coming back up the hill. 3-putt. I was livid, you know? And that's the kind of stuff people don't understand. Now, what's interesting is the fringe area is rough.
Yeah.
For this. Like, I was looking at the hole. There is no fringe for a lot of these holes.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
rough.
nasty, and a couple people are who was on. Somebody was on Twitter sharing. Cantley, yeah,
Oh, loved it.
was
Yeah.
dropping balls, and he's like, "This is insane," blah blah, and then a lot of people were criticizing him, going, "You're not supposed to hit the ball there, so you're going to get penalized for hitting the ball there."
Yeah, but we're talking about literally.
Oh,
it's
it was
8 paces
it was,
off the green.
It wasn't even that.
So he said, "Hey, this is the pin for Saturday."
Yeah.
And this is eight paces away, so 8 yards to the right of the pin.
Mm-hmm.
You can't miss it.
Nope.
12 yards to the left of the pin. You can't miss it. And if you're left on that hole, you're going to the ocean. I mean, there's just no way to keep it on.
It's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, so there's some storylines for this week. Being a U.S. Open week, some of our friends have some releases in the ball markers.
Mm-hmm.
I know I didn't put this on our little rundown, but
Yeah, Josh
at CNC
love
Customs.
that. I picked one up. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I got one too. Shh. So those are coming out, and then Atomic Golf and I'm drawing a blank.
Well, Seamus came out with their whole line today. I picked up their pack. You know, one thing to keep in mind when you guys are shopping, I know that we're kind of getting a little bit off track to a certain extent, but
That's what we do.
I know. So when you are shopping for stuff, remember that you can normally only get Pebble Beach gear at Pebble Beach. So, I mean, it's kind of like Shadow Creek or Augusta or anywhere else like that. A lot of these courses you can pick up their stuff online through some of the stores, etc.
Retail outlets.
You just can't for Pebble. So when you're talking about the high-end stuff, if you can get Seamus stuff or you can get any of that access to anything that's typically going to be only available on the grounds, then I 100% would try and grab what you're most interested in because it'll sell out. And whatever doesn't sell out will go to Pebble and will be sold at Pebble. It won't be constantly available online. So like that's something to keep in mind with the major.
There's some really
brands.
cool stuff out there.
The licensed
So
stuff is
keep
what
an
I would say.
One thing Ryan and I had a discussion on this earlier. I wanted to bring this up
I was
because
stuck in traffic.
yeah,
We don't need to talk about
we
it.
don't need to talk about that. I mean, I want to, but we don't need to.
Yeah.
But Nike came out with their release for this major, and
Their
where
Pebble Pack.
where I think they absolutely killed it with the Augusta one that they didn't release, the Beth Page that they did, and I missed out on.
Gosh, you're so bitter.
I thought this one was awful.
Yeah, you're just bitter.
awful. I don't get it.
It's awesome.
I don't get it. I mean, I could care less if somebody shows up at a golf course wearing
That's not a thing.
jeans.
You don't show up to Pebble wearing jeans.
No, of course not. And
Like, don't. That's offensive.
I get it, all right. But me personally, I could care less because you know what? I've been whooped by a guy in jeans.
I think
So
it's
it-
ironic.
So it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers some other people and some traditionalists. Now, I would think if you show up to Pebble in jeans, you've got to screw loose.
Right, but
Just-
the point of it was the irony of you're not allowed to wear denim, but we're going to put denim on the shoes, so we are wearing denim. So
But why? But why?
because
Why?
that's what Nike does.
But why? You don't need to do that.
But they
why
have
don't
to.
you make just an insane shoe like you did the other two releases, and put something out there?
Well, there's also other things to keep in mind.
Hey, I've seen 3 different Instagram accounts along with mine putting polls out there whether or not they liked it or disliked it,
Mhm.
and it was like 75% disliked it on almost everybody.
So here's a question: why did they all sell out?
Because it's Nike.
No.
Oh, come on.
Come on. They
Hey,
all sold out.
Laura will appreciate this. Make a ladies version.
Okay, let's not get into that. She just got to do PXG wedges. I don't want to hear anything
I
from her.
know.
Also,
Okay, so-
hey, I'm super excited about your PXG wedges. So, Laura, if you're listening to this, what? Welcome to the family.
We're not excited about the putter.
I'm tentatively excited to see.
Well, it is a Gen 2, so
I'm excited to hear your feedback on the putter.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So post about that. please.
We'll get into some more PXG stuff
Okay,
in our
later.
next episode because another friend of ours, Neil, just recently got fit for one.
Oh, did you
He's
get
gonna
fit
be-
for the new best driver?
He's going to be rocking the Gen 2. Ryan's rocking the Gen 2. I talked to Ricky from Ricky Johnson Custom Putters today. He's going to be getting one. I want one just because it's so good. It's
I'm
so
just
good.
saying.
It's
look,
so it's not a matter
if-
of it's cool looking and it hits the. It's just a really good freaking driver.
So here's the thing: if Phil Mickelson was playing a PXG driver, he could hit cute cuts and bombs with the same club. I'm just saying, like it is what it is.
It's insane.
Anyway,
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about these storylines,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and we'll go through, and then you can talk about which one you want to
So
talk about
organized.
first.
I
Yeah,
love it.
I'm trying to. Well, Clayton comments, get organized, fellas.
hashtag Clayton comments. That is a comment. Get organized.
Get organized.
He just
fellas.
doesn't like to listen to us. Yeah, I think he does. Like he likes a little bit of the dribble. You know.
The diatribe is
Yeah.
is fun. Okay, so here's my storylines for this
Let's talk about the first one.
this major. No,
Might be-
I'm gonna run them down, and then you can pick which one you want to do. So we got Tiger going for number 82 and number 16.
Okay.
Phil trying to complete the slam for
Not gonna happen. But next.
the umpteenth time. Spieth is back. I saw that like 10 times today.
Mhm.
But, I mean, we always have to talk about it. Koepka going for 3 in a row, which then I will relate to Willie Anderson, which Ryan, when he saw the board, went, who the hell is Willie Anderson? Willie Anderson is the only person that has ever won 3 U.S. Opens in a row.
Oh, cool.
So,
How do I know who he is?
because it happened in 1902, 3, and 4.
That's probably why I don't know.
Or no, 3, 4, and 5.
So I wonder what I bet you the golf course length was like 3,000 yards back then. Does that count?
His shuttlecock was on fire.
That's right.
So we got DJ going for redemption for what happened to him back in 2010. Rory after his impressive win.
That's a
up
lot of
north.
storylines. This isn't
So-
even all of them.
So which one do you want to go for first?
Okay, so let's start with let's combine the Bash Brothers. Okay, so we're gonna talk Bash Brothers, Koepka, DJ. Let's
Okay.
do that first.
All right.
Okay, so first of all, 3 in a row is going to be really tough, and here's why 3 in a row is going to be really tough. He has got to have iron striking like he's not had at any of his majors thus far.
Do you think it was wise for him not to play
Yes.
in the Pebble?
Yes.
Because it was with amateurs and it's going to be a completely different setup
Yes,
than it is now. So
Yes.
that's what I was thinking.
I agree.
'Cause at first I was like, dude, it's in the major rotation this year. You need to get on there and
Let
play.
me-
But it's not like he can't go out and play Pebble anytime he
So
wants.
Beth Page. Let me compare to Beth Page. So I can think of 4 greens on Beth Page that you could stick 8 greens in a quarter of the green
Yeah.
from Pebble.
Yeah.
You know,
They're tiny.
they're tiny now, and even some of the holes he would theoretically have an advantage on. So like hole number 6, right? So hole number 6, par 5, up the hill. You got to hit a 300 and some yard drive, and then you got to hit a blind second shot up the hill and try and stop it on an elevated green. Typically, he'll probably have like a 6 iron in, so he can definitely stop it. But if the wind's blowing at your back, good luck. You're never going to stop that. You're going to be trying to hit like a 9 iron and have it run up. You know, there's not much in the way of bunkerage, but you'll fall through. The point being, you can't just bomb it and hope that you get a good shot at. Like
You got to bomb
the
it
right
and
play,
be accurate, which he's been.
so like
so it's gonna help.
Like what you could do, because from the back where we played it, it's got. So by the way, so like a year out on these courses, the U.S. Open courses, they put out I think it's actually 2 years out. They put out the U.S. Open tee boxes and pre-established them. Okay, and they actually put markers out there for most of these courses. With Pebble, it's a little easier because they never get rid of the tee boxes because they always have the open. They just don't maintain them.
That one that
but anyway,
sits out and
so I got lucky. I hit a drive up the left. I think I actually caught, I don't know if there's a cart path or some kind of a road section on the left. I think there is a cart path there. I don't
Don't
remember.
ask me. I've only played it on Tiger Woods.
I think there's a cart path. And I sat up left in front of the bunker on the left ahead of it. So it was like 325 from back there, right? I hit a 4-iron in on my second shot and into a breeze and hit the middle of the green. Thankfully, the breeze was there, so it stopped my ball, right? But if the breeze is not into me, I'm not stopping that on that green. There's just no way.
There's no way.
Right? So I look at these guys and I go, you can't just bomb and gouge it. You can't do what you've done everywhere. You're going to have to play strategically. You're going to have to give yourself good iron shots. And that's not to say Koepka can't do that. I think he can. But I look at where he's won so far, and you're never going to convince me that any of these courses are anything like Pebble Beach.
No, it's.
I think Augusta's the closest, even though the greens are massive.
And he doesn't.
But like the greens are massive at Augusta, but it's almost like you have 4 of them on one, because when they put a pin somewhere, you
It's a
have
green.
you have like
It's a
an
green
8 pace
complex.
section.
It's a.
Yeah, like 6 to 8 paces on either side that you can miss. Otherwise, you're going to have an impossible putt that you can't make, right? So you have to be missing small. I think he can do it. I think it's unlikely for him to come out with a W.
Okay, so what about DJ?
You take DJ.
Oh man.
You like him. You
I
pick
know.
him all the time.
I do, and I
take him for everything.
I probably should have thought a little bit more about before we recorded this episode on who I was gonna pick.
So
because
here's the
Well,
question:
well,
why is it redemption?
because of what happened to him in 2010.
Okay, so did that happen to him?
Well, no, he let that happen.
That's right.
But
10 shots?
I know. But if he wins, is it redemption?
No.
No. You're that set on. It's
No
not.
redemption. You don't blow a 10-shot lead. You blow a 10-shot lead?
You don't deserve to win.
That's right.
I agree with that. But he had a 10-shot lead, and he was a different. Still has a length, but he's a different player now versus then. He's a different person now versus then, regardless of why he left the game or whatever is going on in his family life. He's a different player now. Do you think he has?
I think he has a better wedge game than he ever had before. That said, I still don't know that he has the mid-irons. And the reason you're not going to go, even with his prodigious length and Koepka's, you're not going to go 2-iron wedge. You're going to still have, because if the wind's up, you're going to still have an 8-iron.
Yeah.
And you got to put that thing in a bucket. I mean, that's the thing, is like, the reason Tiger's getting all the love is because he's by far the most impressive and still the best iron striker on the tour,
By
period. Fleetwood's close.
End of story.
Right? Fleetwood, Rory, close-ish. But the problem with Rory is he can't, I've never seen him flighted to those kinds and he'll get the occasional miss. If he misses hard on some of these holes, he's out of it.
He's out of it.
Like, this is going to be an attrition.
The one thing that Rory did, we'll bring this into the Rory section. One thing he did well in Canada on Poana greens, he putted for the first time in a long time. I saw him standing over putts, just knowing it was going in the hole.
Right. I think that I'm just pulling up a list of the players just so I kind of have an idea and can confirm some of the guys that are in there versus not. I always get. It's always fun in U.S. Opens that everybody. Okay, so here's an example. Okay, this is a perfect example. Give me your top. I know this is early. You don't. This is your wins. We're not going to go to who wins yet.
Yeah.
But give me your top 3.
Top 3. Well, I got to go with Tiger because he's won there.
Okay. Actually, hold on. Give me a favorite. Give me your top 3 favorites and a sleeper. How about that?
A sleeper? Oh my goodness!
Give me your top 3 favorites and a
There's
sleeper.
so
You got
many
Tiger,
players.
DJ, right?
Yeah, I'm still rooting for DJ because
Okay.
I want to see him pull it out. I want to see him get another U.S. Open.
God, rising above the joke right there.
I know.
Anyway, sorry, Paulina. So anyway, the guys.
Okay,
listening to this
so
will-
I honestly believe
Tiger, DJ.
Tiger has a chance to win. I think DJ is right there.
okay. Who's your third?
I mean, I'm not even gonna even consider Spieth until I see him perform at a level
So who's your
consistently.
third?
I'm man, it's so. I don't know if Rory is gonna take what he did with how well he drove the ball and how well he putted. I just don't know if he can bring that to Pebble. I'd like to see him. I think somebody like Snedeker, who is a good iron player, a good putter.
He's good on Poana.
He loves putting on Poana. I think he could be a sneaky one. Oh my god! I mean, Jim Furyk just popped into my head, but I'm gonna.
Okay, you have to pick.
You
three.
can smack me
Tiger,
right now.
DJ, one more.
Let's go with Sneds.
Okay, so that's your third. Okay,
Yeah.
who's your sleeper?
Sleeper. Let's see. Sleeper pick. I don't think Tony Finau has the putting to play there. Man, I got to think about it. I don't know. You're catching me off guard. I'm not prepared.
You have to
I
decide
am
now.
not prepared.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, and sleeper? Oh, let's go Phil. Let's go Phil, sleeper.
He's a
close-
sleeper?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh
He,
god.
he hasn't done...
Such a homer. All right.
It's such
Fine.
a homer.
Fine. So
I just looked at the board and saw Phil's name. That's
you
what I
can
did.
have all those guys.
Oh,
all
here
right,
we go.
so I've got...
Ryan's doing data research while we...
No, not really. I'm just trying to make sure that the guys I was going to pick already were already in it. So, for sure, Tiger Woods is in my top three.
Well, you're going to pick him again for the third major in a row.
Yeah, of course.
But I get crap for picking DJ.
My guy won. I don't want to hear it. So, Tiger for sure. He's in there. For me... I think Tiger and Spieth both have a chance, and they're in my top three. My third is Xander Schauffele in my favorites, and here's why. This guy is a closer, but also he can flight the ball, and you need guys that know how to flight the ball, right? His iron striking is phenomenal.
I agree. He's a great player.
I think the Masters will have taught him a lot about how to maintain a lead.
Well, it didn't help him
Well,
recently.
Well, but it did because if you're gonna fail big. Like truly, like that's the Denzel way, right? It works. Denzel. Anyway, but I totally agree with it. Fail big because then you learn something from it. So my sleeper pick, because he's not my sleeper pick. He's in my favorites group.
All right.
Right. My sleeper pick.
Oh, he's thinking.
I've got two.
He's thinking.
I'm gonna say both.
Bring them both out.
I'm gonna say them both.
Now that I'm looking through the field, I may have a better sleeper.
Shane Lowry and Tommy Fleetwood are my sleeper picks. Oh,
Andy Pope qualified again.
yeah. I gotta go.
Shout out to you, Andy.
I gotta go with
That's
Shane.
mad
Shane
respect.
Lowry
Shane Lowry
is my sleeper pick. He's like, once again, this is a guy who knows how to play and win. He knows how to play on the coast. Like that's the thing is I think we're gonna see more European players produce this event than any others because they're accustomed to these style golf courses. Linksy, tough, wind, coast, cold.
Canada's hot right now. Let's go with Mike Weir.
Oh,
as
wait,
an
no,
upset.
no. I blew it. Hold on.
Nope.
I forgot my other one. I take back Shane Lowry. Louis Oosthuizen. He's my sleeper
Louis.
pick. He's my sleeper pick because he's an iron player.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I'm going to stay with Shane. I like Louis, but I'm going to stay with Shane.
Okay, so
So here's my three.
all right, hang on. All right,
Schauffele, Tiger. Who's my other one?
Louis Oosthuizen.
No,
You
no,
just said it.
no. My first three.
Oh.
It was Tiger, Spieth, and Schauffele.
Yeah.
Those are my three. My sleeper, Shane Lowry. It's recorded.
It's recorded. It's.
Okay, so you can't, now that you've had a chance to read this 4 bajillion times,
I went to the bottom and now I'm going back to the top.
how do I turn my Face ID off with my mind? Apple, figure that one out.
Okay, what's your thoughts on Ricky? What?
Don't quiz me.
No. What,
You have to pick one first.
what is he?
Pick one and
I'm
then I'll
scrolling
tear
through
you
these
apart.
names and I'm like, man, we didn't even talk about Ricky Fowler.
Pick one and I'll tear you apart. There's a reason we don't talk about Ricky Fowler.
Okay, tell me.
I shouldn't have to tell you.
No, I want to hear it.
Win one.
Whoa. Well, what if this is the one he wins?
Congratulations. You are now equal to Lanny Watkins.
Okay. Paul Casey's a good sleeper.
Casey's actually a great sleeper. And also because he performed really, really well against Phil when they were out there. And Phil won. And he's
Dude,
one of
I'm
my-
excited
he's
Andy
probably
Cole-
he's probably one of my top 5 players on tour, by the way. Paul Casey.
Paul Casey.
He's such a cool guy.
He's got a Homa driving iron in his bag. That makes me excited.
You're such a weirdo. Nobody's talking about Rosie.
No.
Guy can
And-
control it. Problem is, so Justin Rose reminds me of Adam Scott. I feel like they're the same person.
And okay, so let's. All right.
I know we're totally veering off course.
Yeah, we're
here.
gonna totally veer off course because I really don't want to talk about Paul Casey very much.
Why? What's wrong with you? He's the man.
So in Adam Scott realm, Jason Day has a new caddy on the bag this week.
Oh, here we go.
And I'd love to know what you think about Stevie Williams hauling around
I think it's great.
Jason Day's bag.
I think it's great for both of them. I think Stevie needed to get back into the game. I think that it fuels him and it charges him up. I don't think that he can. I don't think that he has any desire left in his life to go for golf in caddying in golf to go do it 30 times a year. But I think much like Adam Scott when he was working for Adam, I think he might do 8 a year. You know, I think he'll have more of an impact on Jason Day than he did with Adam
Jason
Scott.
Day has so much talent,
But here's the problem.
and I just don't know.
So Jason Day is probably. It's gonna be a bold statement.
Oh.
Are you ready? Bold statement.
Breaking news. Stealing the line from
Yeah,
Dan
he's
Patrick.
definitely the closest thing to Tiger Woods that we've seen since Tiger Woods.
He has so much
And
talent.
he gets hurt all the time because he has almost identical tendencies that Tiger did. And he's got to figure out, how do I save my back? How do I save my knees? How do I maintain my body and swing the way that I do, or find a new way to swing? What he doesn't have is all of the feel and the dirt time. Little secret in the dirt with Elkington moment. He doesn't have the dirt time to be able to develop what Tiger has, which is, I know every aspect of who I am as a golfer and who I am what I am within my swing. And now that I have a handle on that, I can build my own. He didn't have that.
No.
What he needs is someone to come alongside him and say, hey, these are good decisions, these are bad decisions. My biggest gripe with Jason Day is he doesn't go for it when he needs to go for it. And what Stevie did for Tiger is he made him go for it. You know, emotionally, he's serious about it. He's not there to mess around.
No,
He's going to win,
He wants to win.
you know. And he's, people forget he's a big-time racer. If you're not first, you're last. That's his mindset.
Absolutely.
That's why he shows up for majors, because they're the only ones that matter. You know, and this might be a conversation for another day, probably post-major U.S. Open, right?
Ooh, yeah.
But the question becomes, should everything be a championship?
How so?
Every single tournament is a championship. And I don't agree.
I don't think every.
No, it is.
Well,
they're
they-
all called the championships. So the question is, and they're all called champions. You win a tournament, you're a champion. Is that
champion of that tournament?
correct? The problem I have still is, if you're going to make the 4 majors the most important, let's just do it. Let's just say these are the bar. This is what validates true championship pedigree. Because we measure people by that anyway. And let's make the rest of these winning a tournament. Or like a regular season, if you will. Right? And they kind of are doing that with the FedEx.
I think they say you have, Tiger has 82 wins. He doesn't have 82 championships.
But guess what? When we talk about Ricky Fowler, he has how many championships?
I don't.
With all the guys that don't have majors, we talk about their championship pedigree within other tournaments.
I don't.
Most people do.
When
they get introduced on the tee, guess what they get introduced as? Champions of whatever tournament that they've been on. When they're at that tournament.
But I think they savor that for the major champion. Like when they introduced Koepka at the Canadian Open, they referred to him as, 2-time U.S. Open champion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear it, but I seriously doubt they referred to Ricky Fowler as
but
Waste
the point.
Management
So then
Open.
why do we call them championships? We shouldn't. is the answer.
Okay.
We should just call them tournaments.
I want you to pen that,
Tournament winners.
put it to paper, and start a petition.
I'm really not good at writing.
I know you're not. You're actually
Anyway.
really good at writing, but
Okay,
there's nothing
so
you want to write about.
let's go back to this. So Steve Williams, Jason Day. So what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a great thing for Jason Day.
Yeah, I do too.
One, the Aussie connection obviously is good for them. Even though Jason Day now lives in America the majority of his time, but there's a connection there. A lot of people have said that his issues, like you mentioned, are not having a game plan in place for every situation. And I think having Steve Williams on the bag is going to give him that person that he can go to right the ship if he's off course.
Right.
If he's wrong, if he's just mentally, oh my goodness, I'm blowing this, Stevie's going to be there to help him. And I think that has a potential to be a really good fit.
Yeah.
And if he wants to get, I mean, it's a good move for him. I mean, he could have very easily pulled the Kim, what's his, the old Nike Pro golfer that just disappeared. Kim.
Oh, Anthony Kim?
Anthony Kim. Thank you. I drew a blank. He could have, hey, I'm
Retired.
injured. I'm injured. I'm not, my family's more important to me. Golf is something that I'm just, I'm not going to do anymore. And I don't think anybody.
I don't think he would do that.
I know, but I don't think anybody would have looked at him and said, "Oh, you suck for leaving."
Right.
He's won. He's
a major champion.
He's a major champion. He's a major champion. He has a history of playing good golf, and if he rode off in the sunset, I think everybody would be cool with that. So kudos to him for going, no, I'm not ready to walk away. I'm going to bring in somebody that I think can help me get back to that champion status.
I'll give you two examples. Phil Mickelson. Bones in the bag. Bones is aggressive. Bones, it's a business relationship. And Bones is there to win. Okay? Phil takes a turn in his career, and he wants to have a little bit of fun, and he wants to be 110% in charge of everything he's doing. Every choice he makes, if it fails, it's his failure. If it's successful, it's his glory. He gets it all, one way or the other. That's what he wanted at this stage in his career.
Yeah.
Okay? Tiger Woods, Steve Williams in the bag, aggressive, has the right to check Tiger, has the right to say, don't do this, do that, and he did, consistently. Tiger gets to a place in his career, and you can say whatever you want about all the other stuff that is outside of that, but I think it actually had more to do with the golf. I think it had to do with Tiger going, I just can't handle one more person telling me what to do. I need someone who's going to work and be my partner.
Or work for me.
But kind of work for me.
Yeah.
And let me be the one to lead the path. I'm the greatest golfer of all time. I should be able to do that. I think him winning this major without Stevie on the bag was just as important to his psyche as winning the major.
Absolutely it was.
It
was validation then.
Huge validation. That hey, I'm the greatest. It's okay. And we'll get into that debate another day, but
there's no debate in my opinion.
Okay, so we got Steve Pebble Beach. Let's just take a second. I'm not going to go too long. Top 3 holes that you're most excited about for Pebble Beach.
Well, I mean, of course you got to go.
I'm not asking everybody else. I'm asking yours.
You got to go 7.
Okay, for you, 7.
Yeah, just because it's
popular.
It's popular. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's scenic.
Okay.
18, of course, because it's 18. I'm not as prolific with the Pebble Beach layout as you are.
So you've basically seen 7 and 18?
No.
The 2 most famous.
No. But they are they're 2 of the most famous, and I'm trying to remember the layout in my brain really quickly so I can visualize the whole. It's the par 5 with the blind shot, the second shot that's blind uphill.
6.
6? Yeah.
Yeah, 6 and 7.
6.
6, 7, and 8
Yeah,
actually
6.
really
6 is...
are pretty...
I watched Tiger on TV today chip around 6,
Are
short of the
pretty
green
spectacular.
for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, he putted maybe twice. Maybe 3 times.
I mean, it's...
But he was short and left and just was constantly chipping short and left, short and left, short and left, over
Right.
and over and over again. And he knows that's where he's going to be.
So for you, it's 6, 7, and 18.
Everybody, be prepared to be schooled,
Not schooled. I'm just
Oh.
asking.
educated.
There's no wrong. All of the holes are picturesque and beautiful. I think that there are some... For me, I'm excited about certain ones because they're going to make or break championships.
Well, what is the par 4? Because you always see this one in the Pro-Am, and I love watching on the Pro-Am
Okay.
because it's... I'm pretty sure it's on the front side, and it's not a long par 4, but the fairway is like at a 45-degree angle.
Well, say it again.
It's a short par 4, and
Okay.
the fairway just slopes crazy at like a 45-degree angle, and
Well, so...
it's probably like 6 different holes out there.
Well, yeah, because there's a couple. So 9 is kind of like that. So 9 slopes toward death. You know, it's like the danger zone down there. You can hit it off the beach, but you better... Like, if you're going to miss, you better miss it on the beach.
Yeah.
Because if you miss it up in the rough right there, literally you'll never find your ball ever again. If your ball, so 9 is really the hole you're talking about. So yeah, it's if the wind's pushing a certain way, it's tough. Everything's a side hill lie. It's tough to get up on a green. It's a longer green, which is good, so you have some space to miss long or short. But it's definitely pretty difficult. So here's what I'll say. For me, number 3. Number 3 for me is a championship make or break hole. So it's the big dog leg to the left. You have to find the fairway. Most guys are going to have to lay up. If you're DJ, or if you're, say, Martin Keimer, and you have the ability to hit a big draw, you can profoundly impact your championship chances. Because most guys are going to have to lay up. The green's tough. If you can hit a big draw, you might leave yourself less than 100 yards, like probably like 50, 60 yards. If you hit a big draw and it rolls, it's a tough hole. So definitely number 3 for me is one of my top 3.
From the back.
It's a tough
from
one.
the back tee.
From the back tee, the trees, so you can't tell from that angle, but the tree is right in your view. So, and you can't get over it. You have to go around it. So and if you go long at all, you're dead. Because you can't see it here either, but that's like this on the angle. And it's the U.S. Open rough, right? You're going to be lucky to find your ball. So if you can hit it here,
down there?
yeah, how far is that? It's only 300. So if you can hit it 300, you eliminate all of the potential risk, but you have to hit a huge hooking draw to make that happen. You literally have to aim it out past these trees, because if you go anywhere near that tree, you're going to be in it.
You can't go over the top.
Can't go over it. I mean, I hit it high, and I had no chance.
No chance.
Okay, so so I hit fairway metal, and I was still in the bunker from the U.S. Open tees.
Wow.
And I probably only, at the time I was hitting my fairway well, I hit it like 240 carry, and it still rolled up into it. Right?
Wow.
And you get a bunker shot there, if the pin's in the back right, you're screwed. No chance.
No chance.
So you literally have to lay up, or you got to be able to hit a hooking draw. So number 3 for me, definitely a very, very, very important hole. I think my other 2 big ones. So number 8 is an important hole, because it's an emotional hole. It's a momentum hole.
Well,
So what I was
8
talking about
is the
earlier.
one where you have the crazy carryover.
Yeah, you got to carry that. So that's what I
Where
told
they're
you.
saying that-
I went drawing 3-wood off the tee, about 260 with rollout, and then 5-iron across the ocean, across the pit onto the green, sloping green like 45 degrees. But here's why this is such an important hole. It's a momentum hole. If you do well on the par 3 7th, and you catch a birdie, and you're living high, you're all excited, you go to that hole, you do anything wrong, guaranteed bogey, potentially double.
Yeah.
It is death everywhere. And if you don't play that hole well, it will either make or break your championship run, right? I think the other one that's probably the most overlooked hole in the entire golf course is number 14. So it's a big par 5, doublings right. It's kind of like the third. It's kind of like the third hole.
Just the opposite way.
It's just the opposite way, and it's a par 5. It's probably the hardest par 5 I've ever played in my entire life.
Yeah, handicap number 1.
Yeah, it's. I mean, distance has nothing. It's long. It's what? Yeah,
580 from the back.
580 from the back. Yeah, from the open tees. So it's 580. You got to hit a perfect tee shot. And even if you hit a perfect tee shot, because of the way that it's angled and the bunkers that are in play, you got to hit a 300-yard shot for your second shot.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it, and from
And
300 off the tee, you're 283 in.
What you can't see here are so the houses on the right there, those are basically in play. Like they're in your field of vision. You can't miss it anywhere. You got bunkers protecting up front. You got death in the trees on the left.
More houses.
Rough
left, too.
everywhere. Long is dead. I mean, the guys that make birdie there are going to have a really good chance to win. You know, and in my opinion, the guys that are going to make birdie there are the guys that lay up off the tee.
Yeah,
I think you're going to hit it 250 off the tee to get past on the left hand edge to get past the corner. I mean, look, that's 320.
Yeah, you're
You're still in the bunkers.
Yeah.
So bring it down to 250 on that one. You're going the opposite direction, right? No.
There's
Yeah,
250.
250.
250 is dead center.
So 250 puts you dead center. So 2 iron for most of these guys, depending on the wind. Okay? Maybe 5 iron or 4 iron. Or it should be 4
Some
iron.
of these guys are hitting 6.
Right. No, not that far.
I know.
But in your sea level, right? So 250 off the tee, you got to put yourself 110 yards out. You got to have more than 60 yards. If you spin it off that green, you're dead.
Yeah, you got a 220
You
yard
gotta
shot.
have. You got to have.
yourself.
Yeah, leave yourself an opportunity to have 9,000 RPM spin with a club. So it's probably a wedge or a 9 iron for most of these guys, which is crazy to think about. It's better to lay up and leave yourself a 9 iron.
So if you cut the bunkers, if you try to carry the bunkers, which is 312, which is possible with these guys. I'm just curious because DJ can hit the cut, and he can carry.
Let's say he cuts it perfectly, has 325. He's still got basically a 3 iron or a 2 iron into one of the hardest green complexes to hold, with death everywhere. And what you can't see as well is the lip on the left-hand bunker. That lip is like 12 feet high.
Yeah.
So you're there. It's a short-sided pin. You're dead. You're making bogey.
And executing that tee shot is incredible.
Yeah, it's really tough. So for me, it's 3, it's 8, and it's 14. Those to me are going to make or break championship runs.
Such a cool golf course.
It is. We got to go play, bro.
Yes, we need to.
It's worth every dollar.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're gonna wrap this up because we've been rambling for a little bit, and I'm sure we've.
Bottom line is, we're special. It's a special golf course. I'm excited to see the golf course fight back. I'm excited to watch these holes and watch how these guys play them because there's so many ways to win here. Tiger's going to play one way, Koepka and DJ are going to play another. Spieth's going to probably drive her off almost every hole. You know, it's kind of crazy to think about. But because he doesn't have as much length as the other rest of the guys, he can do that. You know?
Well, being at only around 7,000 yards,
It's legit.
It helps.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So who's going to win? Pick a winner.
Pick a winner.
One winner.
You go first.
Let's review our top 3 favorites and our sleeper.
I already forgot.
Top 3 favorites for me: Spieth, Tiger, Schauffele. Sleeper is Shane Lowry. Sticking with it.
What about Uste then? You had Uste in there too.
No, I said those 3 and a sleeper. Shane Lowry's my sleeper. And who's gonna win it? It's gonna be Tiger. Tiger Woods.
I really want Tiger to win this one. I
hear you say that you want him to win this
I
one.
want him to win. I think he can. I think he could pull it off.
That's not who you're gonna pick. We know you're gonna pick DJ.
But see, this is the thing. If I
That's a
don't,
yes.
if I don't pick DJ,
He'll win.
he'll win, and then I'll
You'll
just
be just in the dirt with the rest of us.
Yes,
You know.
yes.
So who's your pick?
I don't think Kepka's going to do it this time. I think the golf course is really going to challenge him, unlike the other ones in the past couple years.
Okay.
So I'm taking Kepka off. I'm taking Spieth off just because, just too erratic. Rory, I think, is right there. If he can reproduce this swing from this past weekend, I think he really hurt himself by donning that Toronto jersey afterwards.
Who's gonna win?
I'm gonna pick Tiger. I think
What?
I'm picking Tiger.
You can't pick the same pick as me.
Of course I can.
Okay.
If that's who I think is gonna win, that's who I think is gonna win.
Fair enough. All right. So welcome to the club.
Yeah, my sleeper pick.
You don't get a sleeper pick. You only get a pick one pick.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You can pick 3.
Nah. I'm gonna stick with Tiger. I'll have my fantasy team.
So then that's a different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What's your fantasy team?
Oh God, I haven't even looked at it yet.
Do I have to do a fantasy team?
Apparently, Clayton's been picking your team for you.
Has he been doing it?
Because yeah,
I wasn't doing it.
I know you told me that, and I was like, "What do you mean?" But both the other teams in the league didn't pick last week or the week before because Clayton was here.
Did you pick a sleeper pick? Oh no, you didn't. Okay, I apologize. Who's your sleeper pick?
My sleeper pick. Who could come out of the rubble and just surprise
Out of
the
the
hell
pebbles?
out of the pebbles, the pebble rubbles?
Wait, did you pick Phil? Didn't you pick Phil for your?
That was just weak.
Okay, good.
That was
Glad you
that was
recognized
horrible.
that. Okay, pick one.
I'm jealous because I had Phil Calves, but I don't on my right leg anymore.
Okay, so pick one.
I'm filibustering.
I know.
Sleeper pick. I don't know. I'm geeked about Tiger. I'm so excited about Tiger.
I'm gonna laugh when he misses the cut.
I know. Well, at least we'll be in the same boat this time.
Exactly. All right.
We'll have to get Laura's pick and put it up there.
Good picks. I'm excited about the week. It's gonna be fun. We'll do a recap next week. Hopefully, we'll have a guest.
Yeah, we got some interviews lined up. We're trying to work out some
gonna be a lot of
technical
fun.
issues because we want to make sure that it was easy for us to do the golf tank one because he was there with us in the room when I did that interview with him. By the way, did you see him do the giveaway? Did you watch it?
I did. I went back and watched it.
That was really cool.
It's pretty special.
It was really cool, and
I voted Bandon, by the way. There's no question.
Oh, well, I would go to Pebble because I haven't been there.
Right, but I just think so. This is the way I think about it.
Well,
It's like Stream Song. So, like Pebble's cool for one time, right? But if I'm gonna go for like a trip, I want to be able to go out at night, play punch bowl, like be in the
So
like
awesome.
experience the atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
So like I think of for me it would be Pinehurst, Bandon, Stream Song.
What about like, is Dismal River private?
I don't know. But I want more than one course. Because even though he may only do one course, I want to go for a trip, right?
Yeah.
So like I want to go do some other courses while I'm there, and we'll do them on my own dime. But I think I would want to go to one of those 3 places.
You know,
Pinehurst is really special.
I look at like the courses in Nebraska and Arkansas that are hard to get to.
Yeah.
That it's just not going to be something that I plan just because
Right.
it's a remote location. It's hard. Bandon's the same way, and Bandon has the history, which, you know, I mean, I'm going to be there Saturday night,
Pretty exciting.
so I'm geeked about that. Sunday night, Sunday. We got a tea time at the Preserve on Sunday,
That's pretty pumped.
Father's Day. But in another place that's starting to blow up because Tiger's just got a course that's coming out there right now is Branson, Missouri. There is just south of Branson. There's like 5 courses now, and Gary Player's got a course. Now Tiger's got a course, and Court Crenshaw have a course out there.
I mean, I would go to play those. I just won't get excited until, like, it takes a while to create an experience. And so I think that's what I look at with, I mean, look at your time at Cabot, right? Cabot was cool, but it wasn't an experience like you're going to have at Bandon.
No,
It's just not the same.
I'm not going.
And that's not a knock on Cabot. It's a...
it is for me.
Well, kind of, but it is a big thing about Bandon, right? Like, that's what's special about it. I think Pinehurst is the same way. I think there's something about being around it. Bandon's cool if you stay there too, because like if you're staying there in the town, there's nothing that happens outside of golf and drinking. So it's
No.
like there's not. much
we
else to
stayed
do.
at the time that I did go up there. We stayed at the Bandon Inn out
Yeah,
on the
it's so
cliff,
cool.
and
So
it was
cool.
it was cool. But I'm looking forward to staying at the resort.
Yeah, it's gonna
But
be
kudos to Golf Tank for that giveaway.
Yeah, great.
That was awesome.
good interview.
And I can't wait to
Loved hearing Alex on that. That was
I
awesome.
can't wait to see the pictures and the videos from the winner and where they're going. It's going to be a fun thing to see, and I can't wait for him to crank out another one because that was fun to see.
So I'm excited about the Open. It's gonna be a lot of fun this weekend. Hopefully
US
everybody's
Open week.
watching. Hopefully everybody's watching the Open this weekend, and we'll be blasting up social media, talking about it. I'm sure. Super excited about it.
I'm gonna be Thursday morning, but this is the bad thing about it being on the West Coast is because now, I mean, I feel really bad for people on the East Coast because
stay up so late.
it's
Yeah.
10 o'clock. Well, it's 10, 11 o'clock before the tee times start.
Yeah.
Whereas us, out here,
How's that a bad thing? Because I can get easily 18 holes in before that.
oh yeah, well on the East Coast,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Bonus.
with at Beth or
Bethpage Black.
Bethpage Black, the tee times at 7 in the morning. That's or 8 o'clock in the morning. That's 5 o'clock here. It was nice waking up early, get some coffee, watch some golf. Now I gotta wake up early, have some coffee, wait a little bit for the tee times to start, but
It's gonna be good.
it's gonna be good. I'm
So,
looking forward to
big
it.
week.
It should be a great tournament.
Big week. I'll highlight a couple things for you on your behalf, so you don't have to do your own shout outs. But there's a breakfast ball giveaway coming,
Yes.
and it's going to be really cool. And you're not allowed to say anything, so stop talking,
Why not?
because I'm promoting you. I'm your promoter right now.
Can I talk about it?
Can you see my Don King hair? The answer is no.
Okay.
We'll
We'll
there'll
wait.
be an awesome
I
giveaway
teased it on a
coming.
story the other day.
It's going to be really cool. I can vouch for the fact that it's going to be super cool. Thankful for all the different people that participate and support the brand and everything we're trying to do. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
yes, Pebble
Everybody,
Beach.
have a great week. Enjoy the golf tournament. We're gonna be enjoying it for sure.
Just dream of Pebble. When you go to sleep tonight,
I really need to go play Pebble Beach with this guy so I can understand his
so
fascination with it.
And I mean,
But be prepared. I'm gonna be back with Bandon
itis.
Delights.
Yeah,
Bandon-
Bandonitis.
Bandon Delights. I'm also playing Eugene Country Club.
It's gonna be special. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a fantastic
Yep,
weekend.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. So anyway, enjoy yourself while we travel. I'm excited for your golf trips. I wish I could go. Sorry I can't. You guys are gonna have a great time.
I can't wait.
Also, Pebble Beach. Super excited.
If you guys didn't know, the U.S. Open is taking place at Pebble Beach this week.
I'm never gonna hear the end of this. But seriously, if you're listening to this still, thank you. And if you are, hit us up on social media. I might try to do, since you're out golfing, I might try to do some giveaway action this weekend.
Oh, hey.
I mean, I promise I'm going to complete the giveaway for the Puma hats because I still have them. They're sitting in my closet, and I have all the people picked. Not picked,
Hashtag
but
fail.
it's not a fail. It's coming.
Hashtag
I haven't
delayed.
forgotten you people. It's just delayed gratification. But I got some other stuff for the U.S. Open, and I'll do some giveaways this weekend. So stay tuned. If you don't follow me, go follow. What am I now? Ryan Golfs. Ryan.golfs. And if you're not following the Breakfast Ball,
The Breakfast Ball Golf Blog. At the
So
Breakfast Ball Golf Blog.
stay tuned. Giveaways
Hi,
coming.
everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy the Open. And we'll get back next week, have a little wrap up, and get into some other golf topics. And we got some interviews coming up that we think you're going to love.
Super pumped.
Take it easy. Enjoy. And thanks for listening.
Pebble Beach.